Hello everyone, we are Group 1 that consists of two members. My name is Nguyễn Văn Dân and my partner is Nguyễn Trương Hoàng Hiếu. Now we will present about Oracle ERP Cloud Budgetary Control. We will show you about Oracle Financial Cloud that benefits it brings.
Data is doubling in size every 2 years, yet less than 1% of it is ever analyzed. Finance departments are rich in data but still struggling to provide strategic insights. Welcome to Oracle Financials Cloud, where visual tools monitor up-to-the-minute data to help you answer your key business questions, prioritize, and provide useful input into strategic decisions. From any device, you can quickly see the performance of your organization. You choose what you want to monitor, set meaningful performance thresholds, and then quickly answer your business questions with a few mouse clicks. How does your time to close look? Are your subledgers still open? What actions and conversations are taking place to close them? Once the business questions are answered, then it's time to look for strategic opportunities. What does revenue versus plan look like? Which parts of the business are performing the best? And where are the best places to invest your capital? Let Oracle's financial management solutions help you turn your data into the insights that drive the strategy of your business.
Okay. Purpose statement. That's to provide guidance on implementation and set up decisions for budget control in the Oracle ERP Cloud through a case study. This topic content consists of 6 parts. 1. Welcome to Vision City. 2. Key implementation considerations, enterprise structure. 3. Key implementation consideration, budgeting. 4. Key implementation consideration, transaction control. And 5. Key implementation consideration, reporting and analysis. And the last, conclusion. So I move to the first. Welcome to Vision City. The key implementation decision a small city must configure Oracle ERP Cloud Budgetary Control to manage its finances. Vision City is a small fictional city in Northern California. The city purchased Oracle ERP Cloud to address the following requirements. First, better analytics during budget preparation or planning to budget execution cycle. Next, improve analysis and monitoring of budget consumption. Increase visibility of budget issues for transaction users. And last one, streamline legal and management reporting. This Welcome to Vision contains 3 parts. 1. Key funds and funding sources. 2. Vision City organization. And 3. Financial management cycle. Now move to the first. The main revenue sources are sales staff and property tax. The main citywide expenditure that must be budgetary controlled are in the general fund. You can see this picture, it is expenditure by fund. That's divided into 5 funds: Internal Service Fund, CD Debt Fund, Capital Fund, Wastewater Funds, and the largest fund is General Fund. The following 5 areas of expenditure are funded by General Fund. General government public safety include police and fire, the park and recreation, community development, and the last, public work. This is literature about general fund expenditures that include public works, general government, public safety, parks and recreation, community development. So, move to the second. The Vision City government is organized into departments, with lower level departments rolling up to the higher level or parent departments. You see, this is Vision City department hierarchy. It's many levels. And here it's divided into 3 levels. Level 1, Vision City departments. As level 2, general government, administrative service, public safety, parks and recreation, and the other departments at level 3. So move to the last, financial management cycle. It concentrates mostly on the budget planning. The financial management cycle has 4 phases. 1. Planning and budgeting. 2. Budget and implementation. 3. Expenditure monitoring. And 4. Inquiry and reporting. This is general about Vision City financial management cycle. We will move to detail about planning and budgeting. The planning budgeting phase has 4 steps. Step 1, plan for next year. Step 2, strategies, goals and objectives. Step 3, budget revision. Step 4, budget review. Now move to 1. Plans for next year. It means determine budget, prioritize and expected funding for next year. Review funding and project feasibility. Review prior year objectives and budget expenditure. We move to the second. Strategic goals, objectives. Goals are financialized and budget allocation are refined. The finance department covers multiple funding schedule and forecast revenue and funding. Step 3, budget preparation. The budget manager prepares a preliminary budget for review. The budget amounts are allocated to departments and programs. Department manager allocated budget to programs for which they are responsible. And move to the last, budget review. The verbose budget is reviewed by the city manager, council, and the public. and move to the budget implementation. Let's represent in first spend control. The funds are managed by the supplier and monthly reports on expenditure are provided to the CD. Expenditure monitoring. Organizations have great control over which events in the purchasing cycle are subject to budgetary control. All expenditures to be subject to budgetary control validation. And move to the last one, inquiry and reporting. During the budget year, the budget management monitors the overall health of the budget, allows a department manager of potential budget issues, authorize insufficient funds, executes budget transfers, adjustments, prepare periodic reports for management, prepare periodic reports for public. Now we focus in the second key implementation consideration: enterprise structure. Vision CD define each chart of account using the rapid implementation spreadsheet that has 4 segments. The first fund enables reporting by fund to department manual. The organizational structure includes the hierarchical relationship, program, objects, and location. That means provide detailed tracking and analysis. And the last feature use is allow easy expansion in the future if I need. Now focus on the first content key implementation consideration. Checking 3 content in a list. 1. A. Budget entry and approval. P. Using budget for budgetary control. C. Budget adjustments. Now focus on the first, budget entry and approval. Load the entire budget into Oracle Financial Cloud periodically using the open interface for budgets, using Oracle Planning and Budgeting Cloud service, which is seamlessly integrated with Oracle Financial Cloud. You can see this is the Planning and Budgeting Cloud service. This is interface you manage data. And move to the second, using budgets for budgetary control. Vision CD first define control budgets. The control budget specifies how the budget will be used to control expenditure, include transaction types, level of control, exception conditions, tolerance, override. Vision CD defines 2 control budgets: spend control and management reporting. You see this compare of two purchase and move to the last purchase adjustment. Vision CD has standardized on PPCS and budgeting solution, allow a small group of purchase managers to enter purchase adjustment directly in Oracle Financial Cloud. This is spreadsheet for purchase adjustment. We will change information into the application. Vision CD can still report on the original purchase amount versus the summer. No. Vision CD can still report on original purchase amount versus the sum total of any adjustment. Now I will show you how is Oracle Financial Cloud import and export data.
Welcome to this step-by-step tutorial on how to export and import data in Oracle Planning and Budgeting Cloud. Planning and Budgeting Cloud allows you to export and import application data using flat files. You can use the file when you need to load data to migrated or new planning applications, as a backup for your planning application data, as a template for importing data into multiple dimensions. Importing data requires a file formatted using supported delimiters. If you need a sample, run the export process and use that as a template. For a list of supported delimiter characters and exceptions, visit cloud.oracle.com and locate the Other Supported Delimiter Characters topic in the Administering Planning for Oracle Planning and Budgeting Cloud documentation. You can import from and export to a local folder or the server. When running the import-export process locally, you run the process immediately. When you run the import-export process using the server, you save your job selections and have the option of running the job right away or schedule it to run later. We'll cover both options. Let's start with exporting data. The location determines if you want to export to a file stored locally or on the server. I'll export to a local file. Select the cube you are exporting from. Select the file delimiter for your data file if you want to export names or labels for smart lists, and if you want to include or exclude dynamically calculated members during export. In the Slice Definition section, select members for the row, column, and POV. You export asymmetric data sets. You select a dense dimension for the row, a dense dimension for the column, and the rest of the dimensions in the POV. For my row axis, I'll select account members. When selecting members, you can use filter criteria, show or hide the member alias and member counts, sort members, and refresh the page. I'll use the search feature to find specific members. I'll use function selector to make multiple selections. The account members I selected are now listed in the row axis. Next, I'll select period members for my column axis. My period member selections are now listed in the column axis. I'll quickly complete my member selections for the POV. Always verify your selections before clicking Export. You may be prompted to open or save a compressed file. I'm saving the file to a local folder. Let's take a look at the exported file. The exported data is displayed. Now, I'll export to the server using the same member selections and save the job. The job is now listed on the Export Data page. Use the Actions menu to delete or run the job immediately. Let's view the status of the job we submitted. The job completed successfully. You can download the data file from the Job Details page or Inbox/Outbox Explorer. You can schedule to run the job later using Job Scheduler. Now, let's go to Inbox-Outbox Explorer to view files stored on the server. Here is my exported data file. You can upload data files on this page. Make sure you have your data file structured based on planning application requirements. Using the Actions menu, you can delete or download files. It's time to import data. I'll import to the POV displayed on this form. Here are the location options. With local selected, you can browse for a data file stored on your local folder. With inbox selected, you must specify the exact name of the data file stored on the server. I'll start by importing from a local file. Source types depend on how your data file is structured. You can use planning or S-based data files. Then, select the delimiter used in your data file. Next, browse and select your data file. You can add or modify metadata at the same time you import data. Clearing this option prevents members from changing positions in the outline during the import process. If you do not select this option, you must make sure that the required metadata already exists in the application prior to running the import process. The Date drop-down list allows you to select the date format used in your file. As a precaution, validate your data files before running the import process. If errors are found, you can modify the file as required and revalidate it. Let's check the status of the validation job. When the validation displays as completed with no errors, return to the import data page and re-enter your selections. When ready, click Import. The import process takes a moment to complete depending on the size of your data file. Let's check the status of the import job. Data was successfully imported. Next, I'll show you how to import using a data file from the server. I'll use the same import options. For source file, I'll import using my FY18 data file. Review your selections before saving the job. The job is now listed on the import data page. I'll use the Actions menu to submit the job. Let's take a look at the job status. The job completed successfully with no errors. You can schedule to run the import job using Job Scheduler. Now, I'll verify that the data loaded successfully by opening a data form. The uploaded data is displayed. In this tutorial, you saw how to export and import data in Oracle Planning and Budgeting Cloud. To learn more, visit cloud.oracle.com.
And now my partner Yu Hoàng Hiếu will present about the remaining parts. Thank you.
Now we move to section 4, transaction control. In this session, we will investigate about how transaction will be controlled. Any transaction that consume funds from a general government administrative service or VAT and Regulation Department must pass fund revelation before it can be processed. It means that you need to be missing to make transaction. Vision City urged not to enforce budgetary control during the requisitioning, so this control bond is budget order approval. The net bus is the transaction that consume funds from a public safety department are only subject to advisory control, so a fund revelation is not required. Transactions are also checked against the monthly reporting control budget, but this is only a tracking. The budget violations are not enforced. Now we move to the next session, e-reporting and analysis. This session had 5 parts. They are budget control infoless, budget manager inquiry reporting, department head inquiry reporting. Prior this, public and management reporting. And the last one is year-end public and management reporting. The first part is budget control infoless. The budget consumed and fund available info allows the budget manager to weekly view and test the fund consumed and fund availability of critical control budget and budget account. You can see here is a demo of budget consumed. The budget consumed info displays the budget consumed for a group of budget account you chose. And about the fund available, the fund available info displays the fund available amount and percentage based on the unused portion of the current period budget for the budget account you specific. Snapbash is the budget manager inquiring and reporting. The budget control dashboard allows the budget manager to monitor summary fund and department's balance and drill down to specific account and transaction. The accession report tracks the health of the budget transaction with the budgetary control value and are grouped and reported. The NetBuddy department head inquiring and reporting. The city chose the Oracle ERP Cloud to improve analysis and the monitoring of budget consumed for the department head who approves and monitoring budget consumed. The main use case for the department it had three sessions in produce report to ensure budget is on track. Add analysts to look for fun when budget is low, and the last one is budget planning for next year. The budget control transaction detail can be monitored from the budgetary control analyst reports. This is interactive business intelligence publisher report is shipped with the following three layout after here. They are available trends, view fund available, and account activities. User can quickly report and analyze data from different perspectives from the same system that is used for operating or accounting. The report allows users to dynamically roll out from balance to live transaction, perform the multi-dimensional analysis to build out from anywhere, and ensure that all users making decisions from the same source of information. The city provides its users with three reports based on the fund balance. They are balanced by department, budget, and actual year-on-year comparison. The last part in this section is year-end public and management reporting. The Oracle Financial Reporting Center streamlines reporting for management and public reporting on accounting balance. Securely distribute and access live or pre-published financial report from a central location and ensure up to the minute report and analyze without the need for the back program. The city create following financial report: trial balance, CIF balance sheet, GIST 34 statement of net asset, GISP 34 statement of assets. Now we move to the last section in conclusion. Oracle ERP Cloud provides Vision City with a robust system for managing its entire purchasing cycle with strict control to ensure it stays within the budget and much more. It provides rich visibility and insight into how budget is used more than the city had ever before. Being able to provide this insight leads to more efficient allocation of scale funds and better use of tax. The employee of Vision City will spend less time worrying about transaction control and budgeting processes and more time focused on delivering city service to the citizens of the Vision City.